Hey guys, I'm back. I'm sorry. Hi. Sorry, I'm back. I don't know if anybody was on here before, but I got a call. It messed it all up. So I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Okay. So I'll just start this all over again just because it was the most important part. So we're back here to this point. Hey, everybody. So hopefully y'all were all here before. Yeah, hopefully y'all were all here before. So we start from the beginning. I'm doing a thin layer of clear and we're pretending like this is our natural nail with the tip. So up here is the cuticle area and it would be bare. We would have our primer and prepped. The point of encapsulated nails is to encapsulate inside of the nail. So we just have to imagine and pretend. So I'm just doing the thinnest layer. And again, this can be any color you want it to be. I'm just choosing to do clear. That's usually what people like to do. This could be nude, pink, purple, green, whatever. So I have that thin layer. I'm just taking these dingy looking flowers because they're not real cute to me. And I'm going to encapsulate them in the nail. You want to use some cling wrap. Ready to go, because what we're gonna do is wrap it around the nail. I'm not gonna do it right now, but you're gonna press down on the nail. And this works absolutely fine with clients. And I'll show you the motion. When I do it on a client, this is how I would do it. I'd put it around the nail. Sorry, I'm working with one hand with this. And hold it tight and get it nice and flush. And then I always like to, on the bottom, twist it because it's cling wrap. It'll stick together and it'll allow that acrylic time to dry. So this is what we're doing with the cling wrap once we get the flowers in. So just to give you an idea, it works absolutely fine on an actual client. It'll hold it flush. I like to kind of press like this with the flowers. And then usually it depends on your acrylic set time, like a minute or two. You kind of do this and kind of lift and check and make sure that they're curving with the nail. That's the reason we want to do this, because you can see the one I started on. When I put the flowers on there, you see how they're lifting up. And if you try to encapsulate this how it is, you're going to build the nail up very thick, or you're going to file out these little corners of the flowers. So to avoid that, we're going to use the cling wrap to press it down and have these flowers curve with the nail. And this can be used in other applications. It doesn't have to just be flowers. It can be paper, lace, anything you're trying to encapsulate that's generally like straight, not real flexible, or not sticking in that acrylic. You can use this method. So don't limit it to flowers. So we have our base. And we're going to now add the flowers. And I like to work very wet with the monomer and very fast. So I'm just going to apply some on the nail. Let me zoom you guys in. Stick our flower. Like I said earlier, we can use a little glitter also if we want to, just to add a little something with these kind of uncute flowers. You want to make sure you kind of feather out the edges so you don't have any lines of demarcation, because it'll dry with that little line. And add your flowers. You can double stack them, add another one in between here, however you want to do it. You can add another little petal right here. Again, very wet. Throw that flower on there where we want it to go, and we'll take another wet bead and just throw it on top. It doesn't have to be nice, but now we need something to hold these flowers down while they dry. So get these flowers wet with acrylic. So when we press it down, it has acrylic on it and underneath of it. And these are just little mylar flakies. You can put them on the flowers, whatever. So now we're gonna go with that motion, like I said. You wanna make sure it's not too bulky around the cuticle area, that it floods the cuticle with acrylic. So I generally like to keep that thin. And we're going to press down. And this is a little different because it's a tip, but we're gonna act like this is somebody's real life nail. And we're going to hold it. Now, sometimes you'll get these wrinkles in there, and it's kind of hard when it's, especially when it's somebody's actual nail. But once you encapsulate the flowers, you won't see those wrinkles anymore. So you just want to make sure the flowers are smooth, and you'll see that they don't stick up anymore. They're going to dry flush to the nail, and this cling wrap will not stick to the acrylic. So again, like I said earlier, I just kind of smooth it down. I give it like a minute or two and just smooth anything you want to. You can just take time and smooth that out. These flowers aren't cute. I seen somebody say maybe in the fall, but I like my flowers to be springy and summery. So again, we're acting like this is somebody's nail. So I like to do this, twist it like this, and it'll stay. And then I can start laying the color on the next nail, or laying the flowers on the next nail. It's me acting like I'm doing a nail next to it in the air, invisible. So this is tied, chilling. I'm working on the next nail a little bit. Then I'll come back and take this off. And that's how I work. And if you find that when you take the cling wrap off, like it's not dry, like the flowers are sticking up or something, just set it back down until it dries. But you can see they're nice and flush in the nail. And like I said, these wrinkles, you won't really be able to see them at all once you encapsulate. So, which is our next step, to encapsulate the nail. Now, I said in my first little live that was interrupted that I am a fan of encapsulating acrylic with gel. So I'm not gonna do that right now. That's a whole nother situation. But feel free to do that, because the gel, the clarity is amazing. It's like glass, you can't beat it. So at this point, I'm just going to encapsulate. And we're gonna take a little bit of a wetter bead, not too dry. I just start at the cuticle area and just walk it down. And you always want your cuticle area as flush as possible. Dang, this tip is not really stuck to this stand, so it's making a weird situation for me. Hold on. Uno momento. Get my ticky-tacky a little better. Okay. Technical difficulties. So again, a very wet bead. And the reason you want it wet is because you want it to fall into those crevices any little air pockets we might have created with the flower and the glitter. And so I'm just doing a, I said, a real wet layer. And then anywhere I need to build up the nail, I will. And I'll do that with a bit of a drier bead so it'll have some structure. Sometimes the acrylic can lose its integrity when it's too wet. So where we need our apex or anywhere a little bit thicker, I'll use a bit of a drier bead to be able to build that up and add that true strength. I don't know why I'm using this. Let me show you guys a lesson of what not to do. I've been using this little piece of rag and you see that my acrylic will start to stick. When I'm applying my brush, my bristles will start to stick. Do any of y'all experience that? Like you're using your acrylic and it's like sticking and like bristles are being left behind and it's difficult to work with? Change your napkin out. That'll help you 1,000,000%. So let me add another napkin. I'm basically done with this one. So like I said, I'm just gonna add clear wherever I need it for this actual structure of the nail. Where do I need my apex? Is there, you know, dips? This is a gel X tip, so it's already pretty thick on its own. So just ignore that part. You wouldn't have it this thick. So all the flowers encapsulated, and it's pretty easy to encapsulate because the flowers are actually stuck to the nail. They're actually stuck to the nail and they're curving with the nail. So they have that little arch to them so that they lay flush. So that's it. You would let it dry, of course, file, shape, buff, top coat. And you don't have to worry about filing your petals off and things like that because they're uniform with the shape of the nail. Now, do you have any questions? Let me know. I'm gonna move on to the second way. And it's actually not a second way, I shouldn't say that, like a second method. So that was with acrylic, and I'll show you how to do it with gel. And it's essentially the same thing for the most part. Except you have a little less drying. So, back to square one. We're gonna act like this is our natural nail with the tip on it. So, imagination. And we got it prepped, ready to go. Everything you normally do if you're somebody who uses hard gel or builder gel. So, this is where we're at. So I'm going to add, I'm using Light Elegance Cool Gel. And I'm going to use this Alpha brush. Their gel brushes are my favorite. And it's good to have these around. If you watched any of my Watch Me Work videos with me doing stones, you'll see how I feather out crystal gel. So even if you're not a gel tech, it's good to have one of these around. If you ever use, one second. any gel pods or glitter gels from any brand, not necessarily like Elegance. But if you ever want to work with this, because you can work with these type of gels on top of a finished file nail. So you still want to have a brush like this around just in general. Okay. So back to our pretend scenario. We have our natural nail and our tip. We're going to add a thin layer of our builder gel. Like I said, this can be nude. What do I think is better strength-wise? Well, it's different. Everybody is, different products work better on different people. Builder gel is a little more flexible. So it's great for people who are wearing their natural nails really long because it can curve with the nail. And if it spins and twists, it can do that with the nail. Acrylic is a little more rigid. So I'm putting that in the light as our base layer. So we want to have that established first. So when we file this design off eventually, we don't have to file to the natural nail and hurt our client with the heat and the pain. We file back to that thin layer of clear. So we're going to put that on first. And that cures like 30 seconds. Hey. Some pointers on working from home. Don't let anybody into your house. Don't let just anyone. And let me tell you what I'm doing. So I'm going to add a thin layer of our clear gel. Now, I personally like to use gel with this method because you don't have to worry about dry time. And we don't want this too thick around the cuticle area, same as acrylic, because when you put that saran wrap, you can flood the cuticle area. But working from home is like, you want to make sure, like if you're using acrylic, that you have, you know, like a low odor. YoungNails is pretty good on the odor. I find this Tammy Taylor one is pretty good. So, well, I'll link the brushes in the, when this video is saved to watch later, then I'll probably link the brushes and everything I usually link. So our gel is still wet. We're not curing it. We're going to add what we want to add. So back to these little ugly flowers. Into this wet gel. Like I said, that's why I like gel, because we have so much work time. You can move these how you want. I mean, I guess maybe this might be cute in fall. They're kind of warming up on me. Did it take a while to get as good as I am? I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm always learning stuff. I mean, I'm better today than I was, 2 weeks ago. So, not to give you like no deep spiritual answer, but I feel like you're just always learning, because even people give me compliments on my nails 2 years ago, I look back at them now and I'm like, oh. So, I mean, I can say this, like, as far as like artistry and stuff. I went to art school before I went to nail school. So, I mean, I guess some things came a little easier to me, especially when it comes to just the design aspect of it, putting colors together, just thinking about things in a different way than some people do. Because to me, when I see this nail, I'm thinking about balance, not necessarily symmetry, but like balance, how I have all these petals over here. Even though I might switch these. Like, I'm thinking about things like that. Like, how does it look overall? Like, should I switch this and this? And how will that look? That's the type of stuff I think about. You know, this is just practice pretend. But just like design things like that. And I think trying to think that way will give you an edge, because even though it's little things, and I generally try to explain this in my videos, those are little things that can give you the advantage over somebody else. Even though somebody may not put their finger on it, you know, having a nice design that's thought out can make people just be more attracted to your work or your pictures, or, you know, just things like that. And sometimes it's just the little things. Some people are like, I don't know why I like your work. And it's little stuff like that. Because I made sure this flower was on this side of the nail. You can't put your finger on it. So you put the flowers how you want them. You did flowers. The secret isn't using gel or acrylic. The secret is the saran wrap, guys. You can use acrylic, gel. It's the saran wrap that you put over it and hold it down. So use what you want. That's just the cling wrap is the play. That's what you want. Yes, I've tried IBD. It's pretty good. It gets pretty hot. But yeah, it has good clarity, good strength. So now I put the base of clear. I put in my little flakes, whatever I want, my flowers where I want them. I'm just gonna add just no rhyme or reason, like just a little bit of gel on top of these flowers. Cause you see how it's standing up? I wanna get some wet gel. Make sure it's behind there and make sure it's on there. So when we press it down, it's all good to go. So for anybody who just joined, let me show you what we're looking for with the saran wrap before I do it. So this is my little fake hand. If I'm doing this on a client, and I'm sorry to those who already see me do this, you want to wrap this around the nail and get it nice and taut. And saran wrap is great, or cling wrap is great, because it has that stretchiness that you can really get nice and tight around the nail. And if you're doing this on a client or yourself, you can always twist it under here because it clings together, and move on to the next nail. We're doing gel, so we're going to do it that way and put it in the light. So here we go. We're gonna take our saran wrap, and again, you wanna keep this kind of away from the cuticle area. You don't wanna put a lot of gel near here or put like a big old flower back there if you can help it. So we're just going to lay the flowers down. I'm gonna take this off because I can move an actual person's hand around. And you're gonna get this how you want. And again, you wanna smooth some of these wrinkles out, but don't worry if you have them in there. Let me try to zoom up. You see those little wrinkles? Once you encapsulate, you really can't see those, or you can't see them at all, really. So you see we lost a petal down here. It kind of fell off the tip. We can just lift that up and push it back because things happen. We'll push that back on there. And that's, again, another benefit with gel is that it doesn't dry. So we don't have to put this in the light till it's exactly how we want. So we're acting like this is an actual client's or your finger or whatever. And we're gonna take it and twist it underneath, and that'll keep it nice and taut and tight while we go in the light. So you're gonna make this as smooth as possible. You can run your fingers over the flowers just to make sure. Okay, so I'm gonna twist it. And now we'll put their finger in the light. And you can just do a flash cure with this, like 10 seconds or so, just to keep the process moving, or go ahead and work on their other hand while they're doing this. I did a little 15-second cure. And the cling wrap, it does not stick to the gel. And here we go, we have our flowers. Let me turn this light off. And they're nice and flush with the nail. They're not sticking up anymore. You remember how this one was sticking up back here? Now it's nice and flush. Now you don't have to worry about potentially filing this off. I mean, unless you file way too deep, but you don't have that same worry because you're not trying to build this nail up so thick just to get these flowers in here. Same process with acrylic. If you didn't catch that, I will save this video and you can go back and watch it. So at this point, we're going to encapsulate with our clear gel. And if you watch any of my Watch Me Works, when I use gel, I like to do a slip layer. And if you want to at this time, you can add more like glitter, or you can do like another, flower too, and do the same process. You can add like, let me just show you for the fun of it. You can add like a glitter gel to it. Around, kind of layer the flowers under it. Yeah, you could do this all different kind of ways. Basically the big thing I'm trying to get across, and the method I'm trying to get across, just to make life easier, is use the saran wrap. So you can add glitter or whatever. You can add another flower at this point. Put more saran wrap over, throw it back in the light. But yeah, the key thing is that saran wrap. That's gonna save you so much worry. And it's real easy, and your client's gonna be like, oh, look at you knowing tricks. So again, let's encapsulate that. So with gel, I always do a slip layer, which is just a thin layer over the whole entire nail. Yeah, I definitely use cling wrap. I mean, I've seen some people just get some random plastic. I'm just like, no, because if you use like this plastic, it's very stiff. So when you put it around there, it's not going to actually suction and cling down to it and hold it taut. So I'm gonna do a slip layer, just a thin layer of the gel, and then I'll go back in with a bigger bead of the gel and float that across just to encapsulate. And when you're working with gel, you don't want to work all crazy like this because that'll cause air bubbles. I am in Dallas. For anybody curious, I don't know why in videos, people always think I'm like in their area that they watch the video from. I'm like, do you think YouTube only shows you people in your area? You're like, let me make an appointment with you. I'm gonna be in Phoenix this Saturday. I'm just like, okay, well, good for you in Phoenix. I'm in Dallas. And I'm not accepting clients. So I can see I'm just encapsulating this. And let me show you something while y'all are here that I don't really get to show on my Watch Me Work, so I haven't showed yet. When you're trying to build the apex with gel, a lot of people find that difficult, and it's honestly the easiest thing to do. When you're doing that, you can see I have these lumps and bumps and stuff. Turn the hand upside down like this, because gel is always moving, gravity is a thing. So you'll turn the hand, and this works just fine with clients, so don't think I can only do this. You turn their hand and you turn it how you want it. You manipulate their hand how you want it. So if this is my client, I'm turning the finger where I want it to go. If it's too much on one side, I turn it to the other side. I can lift it down towards the tip, back, and you can have that gel go anywhere. So you can see how it's like all running towards the tip. That's because I was holding it that way. And maybe you can see how it's all on one side. So you can just turn this nail and hold it where you want the apex to go. And you can kind of help that gel move by just taking the tip and putting it where you want your apex to go, or where you want to build the bulk at. And you can see how easy this is. And once you get it how you want it, again, this is real thick because I'm working on a gel X tip, so it already has a structure and an apex built in, so ignore that aspect of it. So I got this how I want it, and I'm gonna throw it in the light. And that's the only thing. Once you get that apex how you want it with their hand upside down, have them flip it and put it right in the light. You can flash cure if you want, you know, do a little 10 seconds, but you want to get that apex set and move on. Now this nail is basically going to be perfectly level, because gel just levels, because gravity just pulls it in different places. So it's always basically smooth for the most part. There's this very minimal filing you have to do with gel. And when you do have to file, it's very easy because it's so soft. That doesn't mean it's weak. It's just a soft product to file, so it's less difficult on the hand. So you can see this and how it looks. It's super clear. But again, you can do this with acrylic. You see all that dimension. And it's so smooth. I don't know if you guys can tell. It's very, very smooth. Very smooth. Never mind that tacky layer. But yeah, it's super smooth and don't have much filing to do. Let me finish curing that. So if you're, let me see the questions. Let me see if I can pop them back up. It's like y'all ask questions and then it disappears on my screen. Hold on. Okay, here it goes. Oh, my phone is too, I can't see. Okay. And when I flash cure, I get wrinkles in the nail about 30 seconds after moving from the light. What are you flash curing? Builder gel or like gel polish? Because you should not get that with actual hard gel, builder gel. That shouldn't really be happening. Now with gel polish, you can get that. Especially with gels that are not 100% gel. Because there's, which is fine. But some of them are just for simplistic explanation. It's like regular polish mixed with gel, like a gel base. So if it doesn't cure all the way, that regular polish in it starts to dry and wrinkle up. So that can just happen in general. Are there instances where building a nail with gel isn't best? Yes, those are instances where you're trying to do a repair with a nail. If you have ski slope nails or like nail biters, because acrylic will dry and you can kind of float it in places and you can hold it and pinch the structure into the nail and it'll dry. So if you have somebody who has a ski slope nail, you can build the acrylic on top of it and pinch it and hold it down, and when it dries, it's there. That's hard to do with gel because if they have a ski slope nail and you build gel over it, it's just gonna run down the slope. And when you put it in the light, it's not gonna hold because because builder gel works with gravity. So it's going to be running down the slope. It's not going to hold it. When you're able to pinch it, you have already kind of cured it a little bit. So those are instances where it may not be best to use gel. Let me see any other questions. I miss a lot of questions while working. Thank you guys for all your compliments. I don't think, maybe I did pretty good. Yes, I have cured people's hands upside down like this, like put in the light like this. I actually used to cure people's hands upside down like this. I would have them do that as a last step to get this side of their thumb. I can show you because some lights, let me show you this. People put their thumbs like this. Hopefully you can see. And it doesn't cure right here. I'm sure all of y'all who are nail techs have experienced this, or you will experience it. It's not cure right here. These sides of the thumbs don't get cured because people don't lift their thumb up. I always tell them, lift it up, put it in the light, get it in there. Try to explain to them, it's always a hassle. So I would have them turn their hands up this way so that this part of the thumb would get cured. You see how if I put my hand upside down, this part of the thumb, which was once in the dark, is now in the light. So I always did that as a last step. Because if you do this and their nails are wet, you know they're going to hit them, rub them, whatever. I did it as a last step just to make sure this was cured properly. My nails are, I think, 5 weeks old, 4 or 5 weeks. I just posted an Instagram post that they were a month. So yeah, they're a month. Yep. And they're just, look at this nail, this bling nail. So pretty. Oh, let me turn on my flash. Y'all can see it better. Let me turn off this light. There you go. I see a lot of your clients' natural nails are long. How do you keep their nails from lifting away from the free edge of the acrylic? Because it's the same. It's all about prep, no matter if it's at this part of the nail or along free edge. You want to make sure that the nail is prepped correctly. So if I was doing an overlay on a very long nail, it's completely bare, I would make sure I etched and buffed the entirety of the nail, that I treated the whole natural nail the same way that I treat this area that we're accustomed to. You want to make sure it's buffed, no shine, etch. You put your primer, everything, and then you should be fine. If they are having, I don't really find that my clients with long natural nails, long natural overlays have separation. People get separation when they have tips, like I have. I have tips on these nails. So people get some separation where their natural nail will pull away. Excuse my hands, y'all. I'm having some eczema issues. But where it'll pull away under here. Now that's generally because of one or two things or both. Because your glue will break down. Nail glue breaks down in water, especially hot water. So if you have a client whose hands are in and out of water constantly, that can cause a breakdown of the glue. That's why there are people out there who prefer sculpting, because you don't have that, glue under there that's going to be breaking down. Especially when you think about it, if I filled these nails, which chances are I'm absolutely not, I will pop them off. Don't do that. If you fill these nails and I go another month, now this specific glue is 8 weeks old, it's 2 months old, and if I fill it again, it's a whole nother month. So this glue wears away. Also, some people's natural nails curve away from the acrylic, so you'll see it where it'll start to bend down. That's because they're just very, the best word I can say is probably dehydrated. You need to have them apply oil daily. A lot of clients won't do this. That's just a simple fact. When I first started doing my mom's nails, her nails did that. They would curve away from the actual acrylic or enhancement. And that was because they were just brittle. And her applying a cuticle oil every day to the actual underside of the nail eliminated that. And that happened when I first started doing nails. And now she's had literally the same nails. They've never been cut off or anything. I've just been refilling her nails since 2015. So, yeah. And so she doesn't have that issue because every single day she sits at her desk, maybe even twice a day, and she applies oil literally to the back of her natural nails. Now, granted, it's all her natural nails, so this is all her, live, well, it's not really live nail. And that keeps it moisturized and flexible so that it doesn't pull away. And always, 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 when you're using cuticle oil, make sure there's no mineral oil or petroleum or any derivative of that. So, because that will cause lifting. So any natural-based oil, OPI has their Avoplex oils. CND has solar oil. Famous Names has their daddy oil. And they're all like natural-based. Yes, I actually, if y'all don't get grossed out, I do have eczema and I get it. This is where my engagement ring goes. You can see it's starting to clear up. Well, when this starts flaring up, my ring actually fits my middle finger on this hand. So I'll take it off this and put it on this finger. Well, in this one, as you can see, is like tore up. And then eventually both of them were just jacked up and I had to take it off. List the oils, OPI, Avoplex. I don't know if they make that anymore. I think they have a newer kind. I can't think. Oh, I think it's this Pro Spa, whatever this is. And I love this spray. If y'all haven't tried this spray, try it. Like if you are somebody who has clients, you're a working nail tech, I 1,000,000% recommend this product. And the reason is because it takes the place of lotion. And a lot of clients, let me show you. I can show you better than I can tell you. Oh, shea butter, shea butter instead of cuticle oil. You can, but the problem with it is that it's generally thick. I mean, I know it melts and dissolves, but just on a regular basis they can. But if they have a lot of stones, a lot of 3D, then you might not want to do something so thick. So let me get back to this, show y'all this product, not that y'all asked for it. So generally when you're doing clients, you're ready to take pictures or they're ready to go, you just do this. And a lot of people just leave it right there like this. And then some of my clients get self-conscious because they're all dry in their knuckles and in between their fingers. But I don't like them to use hand lotion because it can get stuck in the crevices of the nail and just everywhere. This product takes the place of lotion. It's a moisture bonding spray. It's basically like a moisturizing spray. So I spray this on their hand, in between their fingers, rub it in, and now their hands are nice and moisturized, but I don't have that thick white lotion around the cuticle area. Okay, let me see. Oh yeah, back to the cuticle oils. OPI Avoplex, CND Solar Oil, Famous Names Daddy Oil. And I really like the smell of the daddy oil, but whichever you want to do. You can always make your own concoction, like jojoba oil, grapeseed oil, vitamin E oil, whatever you want to do. Just make sure there's no petroleum or mineral oil. These crystals that I have on my nail are they're light rose AB. They're not shimmer. Also can be in vitamin E. Koopa has a Medicool ProPower for almost 500. No, I will not spend that much on an e-file. And the end. Okay, slower. OPI Avoplex. I don't know if they make that anymore, honestly. But whatever their cuticle oil is, it's probably pretty good. CND has solar oil. It's solar like in sun. And then lastly, Famous Names has the daddy oil, which I think smells great. And they have daddy lotion too. It smells good. But, you know, I'm not so big a fan of lotion, as I just got done explaining. And you guys can watch this video later if you want to jot some stuff down. Oh yeah, so these are our 2 nails. Of course, this needs to be filed, buffed, and top coated. Daddy oil smells like I don't know how to describe it. It's like their own unique smell. It's kind of okay. I don't want this to turn you off from it, but it's kind of like a masculine smell a little bit, but with also like a hint of orange, but then also like fruit. I don't know. I don't know if that's the best description, but I really like it. Like I like just and it's just like, it's just so good. And you can get their lotion for your own self to put like on your body. It's just so good. You order from their website, Famous Names. And just order like a small one and try it. Doesn't hurt. So, do you guys have, it smells like CK1. See, it does kind of have like a manly smell, but then I also feel like it has like a little fruity, orangish smell too. Yeah, do you guys have any other questions for me while I'm here? I'm happy to answer anything. Yes, go. You got a few minutes because my throat is getting dry. Okay, ask away. While I clean up this mess. Please do more 3D art. That was more of a demand. Okay, I'm gonna go in order. How much do I spend on products and stuff? It's kind of difficult for me to say, and honestly, I might not be the best judge. I don't even know if that's the right word. I'll just say it and I'll just be cut and dry with it. I get a lot of stuff sent to me, like PR or to try out or for free. So that reduces a lot of cost to me. Not everything I get is free, so please don't get that twisted. Not everything I get is for free. But I do get a good amount of stuff for the free that's helped me build up a nice collection. So, and that's just the truth of the matter. So, like I said, I might not be the best judge of cost because I do receive product on a somewhat consistent basis, which may be the same rate at which, you know, you would want to buy new summer colors or new spring colors. There's, you know, brands that'll send me those type of things. So, I mean, you have to invest. You got to have a good variety of stuff to be able to supply your clientele. And like I said, do it seasonally. You know, just get a few colors for spring and then get a few for summer. And then the next spring and summer, get some different colors because more than likely, that's what people are gonna like. They're gonna like the spring colors in the spring. So there's no point in buying 100 fall colors and black and everything like that when you're not gonna be using it right now. So that's a way to kind of spread out your expenses. Is just going with the seasons and the trends, just to kind of, you know, keep you from buying all those vampire colors, you know, until fall hits. And then also once you buy them, you have them. I've had all my gel polishes since I started doing nails, basically. That was in 2015. So it's not like that's a new expense. Now, acrylic, of course, everything is better to buy in bulk because you get a better value and you want to just find a brand that's good and fair price. I think YoungNails is a great brand for a fair price. Builder gel is just a costly product. It's expensive. If you do it, you need to charge for it. And I don't even charge as much as I need to charge for it. So I will eventually. But it's very expensive to stay in stock. Like this jar right here. Let me make sure. Yes. This jar right here is $65. It's 1.7 ounces. Yes, and this is just one. This is just clear. $65 from Light Elegance. So builder gel is expensive. And generally, I don't want to say everything, but like stuff like this, these are like $1.50 each, or you can get a whole bunch of them on eBay or Amazon or something like that for like $2.99 or even cheaper. Glitters like this Mylar, I get stuff like this for like $1. So you know, a lot of like the little, you know, little trendy things and glitters and stuff, you can get pretty reasonably priced. It's usually things like your, you know, enhancement, your acrylic or your builder gel, your poly gel, whatever that's going to cost. And your gel polish, if you're into gel polish. But really, gel polish and acrylic, I find, are pretty much in par with pricing. And so it's just preference. The best clear, let me see if that's my next. No, there's so many questions that I feel like I miss. Okay. How do I weed out possible crazy people from coming to my house? Well, I don't really take new clients. You probably know or see that I have not taken new clients in a long time. And when I do, I ask them for their Instagram. If there's anything that looks like it's not right, and I go through there. If it's private, I'm just like, you know, you either gonna make it. Some people get it. They're like, okay, my page is private. I'll make it unprivate for the next few hours. But if you just like have no pictures or nothing, then I'm like, I can't take the risk on you just not being somebody who doesn't use Instagram. I like to see that you are living a regular and normal life. Like, I've actually had somebody who inquired about an appointment, and she was like showing money and drugs and talking about, yeah, I hit a lick to get this, which is like rob somebody to get this, and just all this real ratchet life and lifestyle. I'm like, you are not coming to my house. So it's just things like that. The best is people who know people. Like, oh, my coworker wants to come. Okay, well, do y'all work at the same place at the bank? So she sounds safe. You know, let's try it out. Now that doesn't keep you from getting people who are stingy or can be inappropriate and things like that. But at least that's kind of a buffer of getting people who are just coming to jack you. So that's the best way, like referrals of people who actually know people and people you trust. If I have a client that's 3 years and they're like, oh, my cousin wants to come, then I'm going to trust that more than just a random person. So you just kind of got to take your chances and do it that way. How long does it take for you to get as good as you are? Everybody's different. I can't really answer that. Everybody learns differently. It's all about practice, practice, practice. Some people can practice 2 times and get something. Some people need 200 times. So don't ever be hard on yourself. Just always practice. What's the best way to soak off gel nails? Gel polish or just builder gel, hard gel? Hard gel does not soak off unless it's like a soak off gel, like a soft gel, like gel bottle. But you wouldn't really build like a whole enhancement with that, like their rubber base. But their gel pots do soak off, but they're a little bit more difficult. In generally speaking, hard gel doesn't soak off. It needs to be filed off. Gel polish, you can soak off in a little manicure dish. I would always file the nail down first. So if you're going to take like these nails all the way off, I would clip the tip off, because why are we soaking all this when it's going to be gone anyway? So clip that tip off and file this as low as possible, as low as you can, and then soak it in your manicure bowl or wrap a cotton ball and foil around and let it soak. You want to check it probably about after 10 minutes, and then, you know, push with a pusher and get off what you can, wrap it back up or put it back in the bowl and soak until you get it all off. Just repeat. The best clear acrylic. There's a lot of good ones. YoungNails Speed Clear is one of my favorites. And I've never had yellowing with any acrylic that I've had. So yeah. But Tammy Taylor's pretty good. Valentino Beauty Pure. That's probably like probably the only ones that I've tried, honestly. How long should I wait after a bloody break at the very tip of the nail? To do the nail, you should wait until it's no longer an open wound. What I like to say is if you spray alcohol on it, does it still burn? If it still burns, then it's too soon. Oh yeah, I've used Mia Secret too. Don't let me lie. Brushes, if you're trying out brushes, it's very personal. Some people like small brushes, like a size 8 or 10. Some people like big brushes. I really started using big brushes, so this is a size 16, and this is a size 8. This is YoungNails brush, so you can see the difference. This soaks up way more liquid than this because it's a bigger brush, more bristles. So if you're not ready for that, or you're concerned about that, you may want to try with a smaller brush, but it's really preference. Just get like, you know, I mean, I don't want to tell you waste money, but I'll probably get like one of each, a small one and a bigger one, and see which works best for you. Am I still doing a couple clients a day? Yes, because I'm lazy. Yes, the gel bottle rubber base works well in general. It's amazing. You can always try it out with other stuff and see how it works. I haven't tried every possible combination at all, but I haven't had any issues thus far. How do I get started with supplies and tools? You kind of figure out what do you need, like what are the essentials. Back to Mia Secret, it's a great affordable brand, but it's good quality. Always like starter kits. Some brands have student kits you can get. So you can get like a little kit from Mia Secret that'll have your dehydrator, your prep, your primer, you know, some monomer, a couple different colors of acrylic, maybe some tips. Oh, YoungNails has a bomb kit. It's $100, but it has like I think it has 2 bottles of their monomer, their regular size monomer. I think it has like 4. I think it has 6, 4 to 6, full size. Well, it's their like their, I think it's their 45 gram, good size, like this size, acrylic bottles. It has tips. It has protein bond. It has swipe, which is their dehydrator. It has a brush, different files, buffers. It's just a really cuticle oil. It's such a good kit. So if you want to get started on anything, YoungNails, actually, I would order that kit just because it had like everything I just needed at once, and it was $100, and it would refill. They have like 3 different ones. They have one that actually has like glitters in it and stuff. Just go to YoungNails website. You gotta be either a student, a current student, or a licensed nail tech. But if you are, you can do that. And if you're a practicing nail tech, even if you're not, it's good to, like I said, it's $100 and it'll refill you on a lot of stuff. Swarovski Crystals, I found a very good website. It I think it's called Blue Street Crystals. I'll try to link it after the video. Any tips on how not to flood the cuticle area? Just use less product towards the cuticle area. That's literally my best advice. How do you avoid seeing the natural nail with jelly polish? Well, jelly polish is see-through. It's clear. It's supposed to be. If you don't want to see the nail, but you still want to use that, you can use like a nude underneath. And or like a nude acrylic or a nude gel polish. And that would really end that. Glue, when I talk about glue breakdown, it's just something that happens. It really is just something that happens. A decent glue is KDS, I believe it is, but it's pretty much gonna happen. And it depends on, every client's different. Some it can happen within their first refill, some can go 4 refills, but it's more than likely gonna happen. And that's why I always recommend my clients keep their hands out of water, warm water. When they're washing dishes, use gloves. When you're cleaning the tub or cleaning, use gloves. to help them refrain from having their hands in water, specifically warm water. I do not accept clients, but I am in Dallas. Dip powder nails, I don't like them. I don't do them. If you like to, it's fine. I personally, as a consumer or a client, I would not get them from a regular shop unless you see them practicing like good sanitization. Now, there's a whole debate on if you can like use glitter on somebody's nails and put the excess back. The issue is when they cut people's cuticles or cut their skin, and now you're introducing blood in the situation. That's my problem. And a lot of these shops are careless. They don't use safety bits, and they're not safe, and they're not caring. So they're cutting people and dipping their fingers in this powder, closing this powder back up. It's dark, it's in the drawer, wherever it is. It's just, you don't want anybody's blood at no point. Then they're gonna cut you and dip your finger in that popular nude color. No. But if you're going to use it, if you're not cutting people and you're using it, you know, how you're supposed to, take a separate dish of it, or you're safe and you're not contaminating it with blood and germs, then I think it's fine. It's just not my favorite because I don't feel it's as versatile. Average time to do my own acrylic. I don't really do my nails often, so at all. So I can't really tell you. If someone wants to change from one acrylic design, like a color ombre, to another color ombre, do you soak them off or only file them down? I'm not a fan of soaking off. Honestly, I couldn't tell you the last time I soaked somebody's nails off. Oh, I actually soaked somebody's nails off a couple months ago, but before that, I was telling my mom I hadn't soaked anybody's nails off in probably a year before that. I always file them down. Valentino Beauty Pure's monomer is really expensive, and it has a more loud smell than YoungNails. Opera, I wouldn't call them stick-on nails, but I mean, it's an option for you to learn. I have a video all about the Opera Gel X. It is actually a pretty old video. It's like 2 years old by now, but it's still valid. So it's just, you have to evaluate your clientele, and if you like it, I would get their little trial or their little kit, try it on yourself, try it on a friend, and see how you like it. I mean, nothing else. I really think it's a great system to use on your own hands as a nail tech because it is quick. Dip powder versus acrylic? Oh, I answered that. No dip powder. I don't like it. I've been doing nails since I went to school in 2015. I didn't get licensed till 2016, so I don't know where you start the date. People ask that, and I'm like, I mean, technically I started practicing like when I first got to school, but I wasn't like doing nails. Oh, YoungNails is for everyone. Okay. Did I say my favorite forms? No, I did not. I don't really have any favorites. I just use them. I have a lot of different ones that I use. I mean, I have the Glitter Planet ones. I mean, the thing, okay. Let me dive into it. The thing to look for with forms is the shape right here. So no matter which forms you have, you want to make sure you can get, these are like dirt cheap, and they're even spelt wrong. They're like, this is nail from girl bootleg. Doesn't matter. They have a really good stick on them. They're nice and firm, but you want to have some that have a more of like a V or a oval cutout for people with a high hyponychium or people with different shaped nail beds. Somebody like me, I have very wide nail beds, so you see how I have that gap. So I'd really have to customize this form because of that gap and how wide my nail beds are. So it's good to have different types of forms. for that purpose, no matter the brand. So you can see how this one is more rounded. It's like literally, it looks like somebody took a quarter and cut out. And now you see how I don't have that space anymore. But ignore my little, my little ugly nail. But hold on, let me pull it back up. These are easy flow. These have really good stick. Used to Harmony was my favorite. I like Harmony. They're just fine. So you see I don't have that gap anymore as opposed to this one. So it's good just to have different shape and nail forms, different lengths, just a variety. There's some that have like this shape on one end and this shape on the other. So like you can do it this way, but it would have an extension. Those are pretty cool. So I don't really got no type on forms, like a brand type, but like I need a variety with different cutouts. So I can try to refrain from having to customize and cut it right here. I hate doing that if I'm sculpting. So, and you can use this one on one finger, use this one on the next. It's just have multiple ones. You can get them from eBay. Just get different ones. Have I tried polygel? Yes, I've tried polygel. I have multiple videos on it. You just gotta watch my past videos. I have like an actual video that's like has polygel in the title, but I've used it in my Watch Me Works. And if you see them, I'll give you a hint. If you see the nails that are really long, like the drip nails that are really long and have the two stilettos, I'm using polygel in that video. How do I combat not breaking my nails? Your natural nails are super thin and they always break. My natural nails are very, very thin. They bend, they're like paper. They have no soul to them whatsoever. No integrity. You just encapsulate them. Not encapsulate, girl, am I sleepy? Do an overlay. You can overlay with acrylic or builder gel. I would absolutely recommend doing, if your nails are real flexible like mine, and then I would do builder gel because it is flexible, so it can kind of bend with the nail and not have any cracks in it. So overlay with builder gel or like the gel bottle inks gel. So they're rubber base, a gel polish, and like their rubber top coat. But yeah, I would recommend gel over acrylic if you have really thin and flexible natural nails that you're trying to preserve. Any tips on shaping nails? Shaping nails is probably one of the, I think, more difficult things for me to teach people. And that is because I haven't found a way to kind of explain my thought process on how to shape, because to me it comes easily. But I don't want to be, oh, it's easy, because everything's not easy to everybody. So it's kind of hard for me to teach at this point shaping nails, because to me, I just look at a nail, like if they show me a picture, oh, I wanted this shape, and I just file it to that shape. That's how easy it is just for me. So me telling you, oh, how do you shape nails? Oh, just file it into that shape. That's kind of like an a-hole answer, and I don't want to be that way. So with anything, I mean, I'll give the cheap answers. Practice, practice, practice. Look at pictures and try to mimic them to the best of the ability. And remember, let me get a file. So when you're filing nails, this is a tip, just on shaping, not how to do a specific shape, just a tip when you're practicing. So you there's 3 areas that you really want to focus on shaping, 3 ways to hold your file. One is underneath. So you can see that's literally underneath the nail right here. That matters to make sure it's clean under there and just has a nice look. And that can also make curved nails very difficult. But that's why I prefer like straight nail tips, because they're much easier to file and they're easier to shape because, and this nail is not cute shaped. I done worked with it. Anyways, so when you have a nail that curves, it's pulling away from you. So your depth perception when you're trying to file it and shape it is a little off, because now the tip, instead of being, you know, level and right here, it's over and down here. So you can see hopefully how that can cause issues with shaping. Not that it can't be done, obviously it can. People have been getting curved nails since forever. But I'd recommend, if you want those, a lot of those nails that you see on Instagram, those, you know, viral type pictures and posts, generally speaking, they're nails that come out straight, because you can get a much better shape out of that, a much better stiletto, coffin, tapered square, whatever it is. So the first step I would say for getting a good shape is having a nail that comes out straight. Now, you want to make sure you file underneath the nail. You work with the actual side of the nail. So you see how my file's like this, to file the underneath to make sure we're nice and straight. And then my nail is like this, perpendicular to the actual nail, and we're filing the actual shape of the nail. So you can see I'm getting that nice and back. We're getting that almond shape back. And again, I'm working with my file perpendicular to the nail. And then the next thing, now I have gel polish in this already, but the next way you want to consider is having the file, actually, I'm trying to get the best angle. You want to bring it, instead of here, tilt it in. And what that's gonna do is bring in this, I'll mess up my nail a little bit. And you see where I scuffed it right here? You wanna make sure that area is tapered in. And these are, of course, extremely grown out, but you wanna make sure it's tapered in, because that's what's gonna keep it from looking wide right here. So again, it's practice, practice, practice. Look at shapes you like, but then consider those 3 file positions: underneath the nail, perpendicular to gain your shape, and then you want to taper it in to make sure that the sides right here and right here are uniform and nice and tapered in also. I know. I said I didn't know how to explain it. I just tried. I hope it helped. I hope it helped. And then I always file clients' nails this way. So I always have them hold their hands like this. This is gonna be like a forever long video, you guys. I hold their hand like this. Oop, my phone's dying. Are y'all still here? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all see me? So, y'all can see me, right? Okay. So this is a nail. This is freshly applied. This is actually from a one-on-one I did. And it's not shaped at all. So I'm gonna try my best to teach y'all, okay? So this is actually a great example. Oh, good night. So when I do a coffin shape, I hold their hand this way. Again, it's like this, and I hold it straight. The first thing I do is file the free edge. I'm trying to hold this so y'all can see. I file the free edge and get that nice and parallel to the floor is how I think about it. And so I want to make sure, I don't know if you can tell when I look at it, You see how it's kind of angled this way? I'm exaggerating it, but it's kind of angled this way. I don't want that, so I'm going to press the file down on that side. And this is the first thing I'm looking for. Good night. So that's the first thing I'm looking for with shaping, especially coffin or tapered square, is that edge to be nice and straight. So once I do that, I like to go under the nail, like I showed you guys, and make sure that's cleaned up. Sometimes you get a little acrylic under there. And then next, I'm holding it perpendicular with the nail, not on it, but like straight. And I hold my file, I hold my file this way. If you can see my hand, I'll hold it this way, but then I'll also hold it this way with my thumb pressing in. So I'm gonna do one side. I don't wanna take it in too much because I wanna make sure the other side is even. So I just literally go back and forth. And I always like to protect my clients' nails, fingers. You know, I can't think of words. So I always like to put my finger here just to make sure I don't cut them or tear the skin. So at this point, I'm just gonna go back and forth because you don't wanna have it file so much on this side and now it's like leaned over here. So I'm just going back and forth between either side, and then I look. And then I'll just go back and forth. And you see I'm alternating between how I'm holding this file. But what you never want to do is cut in right here where you have like a notch. The widest part is always going to be where their natural nail is. And that's what they have to work with. You don't want to file into their sidewalls right here. So my coffin is going to be this wide. At some point it's going to be this wide. So I can't make those skinny, cute, long nail bed people nails on my hand. It's just not going to happen for me. You have to set those expectations with your clients. So I have the shape. This is pretty good. It's probably a little bit wider of a coffin, tapered square, whatever you want to call it, but the shape is nice and clean. We have a nice sharp corners, which I love to have, and the actual shape looks nice. It's parallel. They look like they taper in about the same. So the third way I recommended to you guys to hold the file is in. So we're underneath to clean it up. We filed the shape this way, and next is in. And hopefully I can show you guys this. I wasn't prepared for this at all, but there's bulk right here and here. I don't know if you can tell. This is a fake hand. Ignore the cuticle area, but it's bulky right here and right here. Maybe if I show you down the barrel of the nail, you might can see how it's bulky. This overall nail is thick. I don't know what I was teaching. But you can see it's bulky right in those two areas. So, and you can see where I file. And actually, I'll show you even more. This is the area I'm talking about right there. So that's where I'm trying, actually on the surface of the nail, so we're on the same page, and that's where I'm looking to file. And you see how I filed that off? That's where I'm looking to file. And that's gonna help our shape even more because It's not just literally the outline of the shape. It's the depth perception, is the actual surface of the nail uniform. That helps make you a much better shape. And you don't want, you can build this up all day long and have this just as clean as you want it, but have this so thick it's going to throw off the whole shape. So you want to make sure that is nice and uniform. At this point, I would use my e-file, go in and shape it. I would obviously thin this nail out, it's super thick. And then once I file this with my e-file and get the surface nice and smooth and get it buffed, I always, and this is my last and best tip for shaping. The last thing I do after I buff the surface and filed it is I go back in, because a lot of times you'll lose your corners and your sharpness. I go back in and I do the same process real quick. I gain the shape, this free edge shape, and then I'll go in and touch this real quick. Now I'm not reshaping, I'm just getting back this sharpness. And now at that point, I dust it off, I'm ready for filing, top coating, whatever. So I said I can't do it. I tried my best. Hopefully it helps somebody somehow, maybe a little bit. I don't really know how much time I spend on filing and shaping. I'll tell y'all, I'm a slow nail tech. So I haven't ever really timed it. I spend as much time as I need to get it right. Yeah, sometimes people do actually have crooked nail beds that actually go one way or the other. You just kind of have to put the tip on a little bit differently. You know, kind of instead of going with the shape of the nail to this way, you can put the tip on just a little bit straight. So, and you just have to, again, it's another thing, you have to set those expectations with your client, and before you put the tip on, tell them so they know it's not your fault. Say, do you see this? You see how your nail goes? Okay, so in order for me to fix this, set it up that you're fixing this. It's not a major problem, but then you're solving this issue that you've pointed out. So do you see? Absolutely, but you see how your nail is going off this way? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply the tip a little bit this way, just so it doesn't make it stand out even more. It's not more pronounced that it goes this way. So we're gonna put it on a little bit straighter. It may look a tad bit unusual, but it's better than your whole nail being this way. And just, give them expectations of what's gonna happen. Don't, just explain to them. A lot of people are understanding, and they will feel safe and comfortable that you're knowledgeable of what you're doing. Let me see if I miss any questions. Yes, I wouldn't buy professional products from Amazon or eBay, but that's just me. I don't like dip. I answered that. I'm not probably going to erase this video. I probably won't get many views because it's like 1 million hours long. But, for those who want the information, I'll keep the video. Let me see if there's any other question. I told myself I was going to stop this at an hour at 60 minutes, and now we're at 90 minutes. And I've done like a whole, it's not even a one-on-one. It's like a 1-on-70. So I think this is where I'm going to end it, you guys. I will save this video. I'll add probably my usual information that I do in most of my videos in the bottom. And I really want to thank you guys for watching. I guess this was cooler than me editing a video all by myself and recording it and everything. So yeah, thank you guys, and watch this video 12 times over so I can get my little change in coins. What else do I have to tell you guys? Yeah, that's probably it. Now I have to think of another video idea. Well, tell me that. Okay. Give me a design idea or a video idea that you would like to see, since I have done my encapsulated flower video right now. Is there like a certain kind of technique or something you'd like to see? Tell me right now and tell me fast. Because I'm trying to eat me some food and brownies. Milk bath nails. Oh, that's basically okay. The milk bath nails are the like sheer white with the flowers. So basically it would be the same as what I did, except your base would be that milk sheer white, which is soft touch. You can use soft touch from Valentino Beauty Pure or soft white from YoungNails. And you basically do the same thing. Ombre sculpted 90s cartoon nails. Okay, let me tell y'all something. I don't draw. I'm not the nail tech for that. I'm not drawing Cinderella, Rihanna, Tupac, a turtle. None of that. I'm not drawing it. I'm not the nail tech for that. That's not me. I can draw you triangles and lines and like circles and dots. Maybe a loose depiction of a flower. But I know my strong suits and that ain't it. Sculpture nails, cracked ice. I've actually never tried cracked ice nails. I mean, I've seen it done. And I kind of feel confident I could do it, but I've never done it. Nail stickers on long nails. Decals. Decals. Lisa Frankenstein. Anything with charms. Peacock nails. Like drawing a peacock or like peacock colors. Or like a loose interpretation of a peacock. Oh yeah, I could do peacock colors. Not draw one. Okay, I got a few peacock requests. So, stamping. Oh, I haven't stamped in so long. I ain't even got no new stamping plates recently. I like to stamp because I can stamp a peacock. I can stamp. I don't know if they have a Tupac stamp, but I can stamp. Can I explain the key to gel polish ombre? No, I can't because I can't do it. I've tried. I can do a vertical gel polish ombre all day long. I got like 2 videos on that. When I figure out how to do a gel polish ombre and I feel confident in it, y'all will be the first to know. But you know, look, I'm not too prideful to tell you what I can't do. And a gel polish ombre, like this type of ombre right here, no. This is one that I tried. I posted on Instagram stories. This is one I tried. And I know to you it may not look horrible. It's not the worst thing ever. But I don't feel confident enough in it to pass the info on to you. And I'm sure I could probably only do like light colors. I couldn't ombre probably no like bright teal or something. Crystal placement ideas. Good night, you guys. Okay, you guys. Well, I'll consider all your ideas. It'll probably be none of those because it'll probably be whatever my next client decides she wants on her nails, and I'll just record it. Not polish. Okay, well, I'll think about it. Maybe I can push a client into a certain corner to get something, but I usually leave a lot of the ideas up to my clients. So yeah, we'll see. And do I have anything else? Nope. All mine's cleared. Yep. All right, you guys. Well, I'll let you go. I really thank you for watching. And again, I'll save this video. Yes, I am. It's been 95 whole minutes. My throat is dry and I'm back hungry. But I'll save this video. So it'll probably be available like literally like a few minutes after I end it. So just be on the lookout. Get an IG, Rosa. I don't know you, but you need an IG. Stay connected. Don't get in drama on IG. Just look at cute pictures on IG. All right, you guys. Good night. Bye.